Laux. We saw him do it earlier this season on the high side, getting her done. They're closing in quickly on the leader. Just about into the pit area. Goes 15 wide down the backstretch.
It is another Saturday, another race day here at Thunder Mountain Speedway. We're a little unsure on how tonight's gonna go. We are running like almost last, so they have like the 600s, the crates, and then the CRSA sprints are here, and they're putting them all before us for the feature. So that's a little interesting. But tonight we are all pretty much wearing pink in honor of Tana Robertson, just to give her some support with everything she's dealing with. What else do I have for you? I think that's it. The handicapping situation from last week, they wrote on the board that they're going to do a max of 12 handicapping, so that's really where it should be anyways. I don't know what happened last week, but hopefully that's not a situation anymore going forward. But I think that's all I have for you guys. So with all that being said, stay tuned for some racing.
Bottomed out into 3. Yeah, I saw a mud shoot up over.
Saw a mud shoot on 1 too, but
yeah, was it rolling over?
it sure did look it. Like I say, it's not all the way up in because that's how low the rubber is. I mean, it's got room to go more, but you didn't have no trouble turning.
No, if anything, it was kind of loose. Through the corner, it'd go in there, and I had the wheel cranked, then it would straighten out and go.
Right. Driving wise, out of feel, seemed to pull out other than 2. I know you said there was a spot there, but I think there's wet spots out there.
Yeah, it drove down the front stretch fine.
Like I say, it was picking the front. As soon as you got in the throttle, it blew. So I didn't see it doing any sort of bouncing, even for as rough as it was. So can you find your times if they've got them listed?
I'd have to go look. You want me to do your fuel? I don't know how to do fuel, never mind.
Yeah, that's above your pay grade, isn't it?
Yep.
I had to take.
Alrighty, starting P6 in Heat 2.
Heat number 2 lines up like this. And Brandon Laux from Bainbridge in New York started in row number 3. Brandon Lauk now down to the inside. Lauk takes over the second spot. Started back to position number 6, quickly up to the runner-up position. Checkered flag of the flying. A.J. Postrobowski the second. Wins it. Brandon Lauk's the second. Eichler third. Higby will get fourth. And Shields, spot number 5.
Other than that, I know there's still some wet spots out there. Nobody's really got the bottom, and they really weren't hugging the bottoms.
Out of the two, I was watching AJ. He'd slide to the middle.
Right, and 4, he would run the bottom, but then you could see that there was a brown. When you come out of 4, the brown kind of went up to the wall. He would stay with that, go to the wall, and then run 1 and 2, and then shoot back down again. And then he ended up staying up, but you could hook the bottom and pull the brown out of the bottom. So, for what you got under the hood to stay with him, especially when the track is heavy like that.
I know when it's turning high RPM. It's down the front stretch.
It sounds what?
Down the front stretch is when it's turning high RPM.
Yeah?
It turns 79.
79, yeah.
You can hear the thing just screaming going down the front stretch.
Going through 1 and 2, when you're back on, when you're off the throttle entering 1, and then when you get back in it, it's like, it sounds like it's down to 2,000 RPM taking off, but it's not. I know it's not, but right there it needs a little more grunt, but it does pretty good for what it is.
I just don't have side bite into turn 3. I don't have side bite into 3. Like it goes into 3 ass out from under it, and about middle is when it catches again, and then I can get back into it.
Yeah. I ain't slowing you down. I don't know. Hopefully that'll help. And we're gonna drop our tire pressures. Because I had you at 9 pounds.
That's what I'm gonna do.
But no, when we fired, I didn't realize we
Okay, we haven't heard much from you today. So, how did your heat race go?
Started 6th and finished 2nd. Got him mostly on the street on the start. We were slowly catching the leader, but we're gonna do a couple changes for the feature, and hopefully it's gonna go in the right direction.
You were 10th quickest in hot laps. Did you see what you were in the heat race yet?
No.
So are you making any drastic changes? Well, because the sprints are here. So it's kind of like the same night that we won. Slick, probably, I'm assuming.
Yep. We're changing some small things. Hopefully it's the right things.
Is that all you got?
Yep.
Alrighty, looks like we're starting P9. Alrighty, Dad. They're rolling out onto the track, starting P9.
Yeah.
Nothing?
I'll just take her to the front. That's all I got to say. You did the last time.
I feel like I say
so.
P9 a lot. Like we're always starting P9.
Ah.
Minus the fact that we started 15th last week.
Yeah. But that's what happens when you run pretty consistent. So
Yep.
your handicap is pretty high. So
Yeah.
you're going to start in the back. But
Yep.
it's looking, they did do some track prep to it. So the outside isn't a washboard like it was after the heat. So looks like it's pretty decent. So hopefully there's a bottom and a top and a middle, and let's watch that boy do what he does.
Yep. I feel like the top in 3 and 4 is farther out than the top in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Looking at it.
It almost
Maybe
looks as
that's
if
what
you
our
could,
sprint car guy was talking about, was that it's way out there.
Yeah. Looks like he could Ross Chastain it.
Yeah. Okay, fingers
Maybe.
crossed. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Open modifieds on the track. Here's your starting grid. Here we go. Brandon Laux way up, almost out into the fourth turn. Grassy Knoll trying to make the move. Not quite enough that time by. Zacharias and Morgevich together. Here comes Laux to the outside. He is up on the tippy top, making it work off the high side. Taking the fifth spot away from Zacharias. Top two after Piotrowski would be Eichler and Tonkin. Brandon Laux, man, he is running the high, wide, and handsome line. He watched those sprint cars get it done up on the top side, and he says maybe that's where it's going to work. Down the front straightaway, 3 cars, 2, 3, 4 all together. Tonkin on the bottom, Eichler on the top. Brandon Laux says, choo-choo! Flying by on the high side goes Brandon Laux. Past Eichler. Past Tonkin. Laux, we saw him do it earlier this season on the high side, getting her done. He's got a long way to go to try and catch up to Piotrowski, who holds on to the top spot. Tonkin, Laux, Eichler, and Fast Matt, your top 5. Heavy lap traffic up ahead of our leader now. Tonkin and Laux continue to mix it up for the number 2 spot. A torrid battle for the runner-up position. Eichler, Smith, and Malcolm, 4, 5, 6. Sticking it right down on the Uke tires. That's the line that Tonkin's running. Laux, he's doing it the hard way, the highway, all the way on that top side. More and more lap traffic, side by side lap traffic ahead of our leader. 1 lap car between our leader and second place. Tonkin tries to get down to the inside of Metzger. Laux tries to take advantage on the high side. They're only about 10 car lengths behind. They're closing in quickly on the leader as he's stuck behind the side-by-side lap traffic. Piotrowski on the inside. Tonkin about 5 car lengths behind. Laux licking his chops up on the top side. AJ down low. Brandon up high. BT right behind. Lap traffic, get out the way, get out the way. Brandon Laux just about into the pit area, goes 15 wide down the backstretch and takes over the number 1 spot. Brandon Laux getting her done where no man dares to go as we come through the lap traffic again. Piotrowski and Tonkin right together, 2-3. It is Eichler and Smith 4-5 down the backstretch. And Brandon Lauk says, follow me and catch me if you can. Halfway up to the field right there, halfway home. Brandon Lauk, AJ Piotrowski, and Brett Tonkin, 1, 2, 3. Piotrowski moved up to the outside. You got to go where they're not if you want to pass them. Lap traffic, definitely a factor as we have had no yellows. We are bleeding green, as Marty would say, down the back stretch. Lauk's up to the outside, stretching it out now to about a half a straightaway. Over Piotrowski and Tonkin. Then we come back to Malcolm and Matt Smith, Michael and Six, Aaron Smith, 7, Zacharias, Worthing, and the two Acro boys, Orgevich and Higby, Hamilton spot 10. Tonkin now a clear second, staying with that inside line, hugging it like rubbing in the dog track. Piotrowski has moved up to the top side. Brandon Lauk just picking it up and laying it down. Lap traffic, no problem. Down into turn 3. Lauk once again way up wide. Almost scrapes the right rear on the outside wall. Lap traffic is inside. Lauk with about a 10-car length advantage. Brett Tonkin right there now, closing the gap as he runs the inside line. Lap traffic playing a part. Piotrowski. Lauk's on the top side, 10 laps to go. Tonkin trying to figure out which way to go to work by the lap traffic. He's going to have to take it up to the top side to make it work. We got one slow on the backstretch, Metzger. He continues to move on. Lauk's way wide. Tonkin down to the inside. Two complete opposite lines they're running. Lauk has now moved down to the bottom side. He's there to try and protect, cool off those tires a little bit down on the inside line. He doesn't know how big the lead is. It's about 15 to 17 car lengths at the moment over the 9 BT of Brett Tonkin. The two Starpewski cars, second and third, chasing Lauk's down the backstretch. By the stripe they go. The move over flag being waved every single time. Leader down to the inside. He'll put it to the bottom side. He's used up the tires. He's on the bottom side, trying to keep cool, trying to keep going forward. Tonkin about 10 car lengths behind. 2 lap cars between the two of them. Lauk, a master in lap traffic. High-low maneuvers. Going by the stripe, you will see the 2-lap indicator. 2 more times around and Lauk's hanging on to the number 1 position. 3 lap cars between himself and Tonkin. Piotrowski sits behind him. Malcolm, Fort, and Smith in position number 5. White flag going to fly one more time around. One more lightning fast lap around. Down the back straightaway on the inside. Lap car ahead of Goodwin. 2 more left-hand turns. A dominant performance for Brandon Lauk here in the open modified feature event. Not as long as, I mean, it took you a lot less time to get to the front. Man, this car was a rocket on the outside.
Yeah, first couple laps, we were trained on the bottom there, and I didn't want to wait for everyone. I didn't think I was going to be able to go under them, so top looked okay, so I figured I'd give it a try and took a couple laps, get the momentum up, and then it started going around cars there.
You had a little success earlier in the season on the top line, so there's definitely no fear in the back of your mind to put this car up there. You know it's going to work for you.
Yeah. I mean, if the track's like this every single week, this would be awesome. I mean, like a couple weeks ago, I mean, it wasn't the best, and I couldn't pass on the bottom, but when there's a top, it puts on good racing for sure.
There was definitely two grooves as AJ and Brett were working the bottom line, but second win of the season. Very, very impressive here tonight. To pass people, you got to go where they're not, and that was what you were thinking, and that's exactly what you did.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I saw Brett peek his nose under me there, and I saw the flagger giving me that they were on me, so I figured I'd go back to the bottom just to try to protect. And I wouldn't be able to be here if it wasn't for Tri-County Collision, Kubota Norwich Tractor, Cook Septic Services, Grumpy Garage, Competitive Auto Glass, C&H, Erica's Cakery, Cummings Auto Machine, Jensen, Competitive, Mallory, Mark, the whole crew. Yeah, this is awesome.
I had to tell you to thank your sponsors last time. You're getting good at this stuff. Congratulations, Brandon Laux. Great job.
Thank you.
Brandon Laux, winner of the modified feature here tonight.
It landed with the earth bar, wasn't tired.
Yeah, I thought you got into him.
He hit the Uke tire, and then he was trying to get back down, and I stuffed it in there quickly.
Yeah. No, I went and shook Andy's hand. The fucking thing sounds awesome. Sorry. The thing sounds awesome on the outside. You gotta hear it. You do in there, but you don't hear it over here.
I also think he should have been the three of them a couple times in the one. It would kind of out into it, but like, do this. It's like, lose your action cut, lose your cut.
Right.
Until it hits straight, like, then it would just look at it.
And if there was going into one, if you hit it hard, it got against that one. It was like, you could hear it kind of dog down, and it just
Right into the ground.
Right. It was awesome.
Because before, when they rolled us out there and they stopped us, I was sitting on the infield or on the roller, and I'm trying to look up at the top, and I look down at turn 1 and 2, and you can see where it's black and you see brown all the time. So I think it looks like there's a top.
It even rolled pretty good through the middle.
Yeah, there we saw AJ in lap traffic, and they're trying to get under him. I'm like, I'm hoping he's going to stay there. Me and Tonka were side by side for a couple. He'd be able to get me, and then I'd get him the next lap.
Yeah, you caught that brown in one. You did like through the middle, slid up, hit that, and then you could hear you get back to the sprint and just help pull them down the back. Go from there.
It was smart to move down the last 5.
Yeah,
Well, the flagger was like this, like say there's a car on me, and when they went into free, sometimes it'll catch you, sometimes it lets it go all the way to the wall, or they went all the way to the wall, and like the car's sideways, and I was looking out the window, and I saw like a more roof next to me.
he was catching you, but he had a car between you and him.
So it may not have been him myself, but I saw a car there.
Good job.
It's like Dylan.
Once I got the lead, I kind of started entering a little slower, not hammering it as much, just trying to save the right rear. I didn't know how hot it was getting there.
You see it? It's in good shape. Yeah, they took you very well. Yeah, very good.
You know when it came down and you have to take your car apart or nothing?
I don't know. I think we get the tape measure out and start measuring the transponder.
I was gonna say that Victory Lane. I was like, I'll make sure they measure this.
Walking.
I was like looking at the wall because it was getting close.
Oh yeah. There was one time I zoomed in on it because it was right bagged into it. I'm like, yep, this is it. He's bagging it in. That's gonna be
I thought I
that.
was gonna hit the wall on the front stretch, going into one a couple of times.
You were close.
That
I squeezed it
an
with a
8.
lap car, 85.
That blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't leaving a whole lot of room, and then for you to.
Well, I think there was
squeeze
a
in
car
there
under
and get
him
the car.
pushing him up at the same time.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple times you were passing lap cars and they were too wide.
He passed a couple.
I looked at the lap counter and I saw like 17 laps. And I was like about at the lead or was the lead or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I still got like half this race to go.
Way to go, yeah.
Well, like I said,
You wasted no time,
Yeah.
man. You
within,
were
like,
3
5
wide
laps,
like
you go to the
multiple
top,
times.
You were right out, you were past
I
Tonk
don't
and
even-
running AJ down.
In one lap, it took me on the bottom. Go into turn 1 and 2, I see Worthing into the back of Malcolm, got Malcolm out sideways out of 2, and then they go into 3 and they run it into each other again, so then I just go to the top.
Alrighty, we made it home.
Yep.
What happened?
Started 9th, and there's a bug on me. Started 9th and finished 1st. Ran the bottom like the first 2 laps, and couldn't really. They were getting bottled up on the bottom, and I figured I'd give the top a try because it looked pretty good. And I think by lap 17 or 19, I think we were leading from 9th.
Yeah.
And
You
then
took
it was
off
green
like a
flag
rocket.
the whole race.
Yeah. Car felt good?
Yeah, we had a different setup in it this week. We were trying and seemed to do what we wanted it to do.
Yeah.
Fine tune it a little better maybe. And
Yeah, because you said, I don't know if I caught it for them to hear, but you said it didn't do too
the last
well.
5 laps or so I dropped to the bottom to defend, and it didn't feel the best on the bottom, but it could have been because I cooked the right rear trying to run the top.
Yeah, but Dad said it didn't look that bad.
No, it just got hot. Yep.
Win number 2 for Team 23.
Mhm.
That's a recap. Alrighty. I think up next on the docket is we have next week off, as Thunder is taking that week off. And then we go back to Thunder in 2 weeks, which puts us August 2nd for Fan Appreciation Night. So that's where Team 23 is heading. And I think that's all I have for you guys. So we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.